YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, Dedrick L. Hicks Jr., and I'm indeed back with yet another fragrance video. So, you might can hear it, you might not, but your boy sinuses got him in the choke hole, all right? So, the weather here in Jacksonville, Florida has been wild. Believe it or not, bro, we like in the low 60s, and it's windy. We got a low of 50 coming tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're watching this. But your sinus, yeah, they got me. But we are still here, all right? We are still rocking. So shout out to one of the Smell Good family members, man, for suggesting this video. Patrick Lindsay, shout out to you, bro. He said 5 fresh cut fragrances, and I like that vibe. I think I did something similar to it, but I can't remember because I've almost done 500 videos, which is crazy. But I like that title. All right, so today we don't got 5, but we got 10. All right, and these are 10 that I know for a fact, when I've got a fresh cut and I've had an opportunity to step out, these are the fragrances that I wore just to complete that entire feeling of fresh cut banger fragrance. All right, so before we get started, Smell Good family, hope everybody is well and doing great and doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we give it up here on the channel. No ifs, no ands, no buts. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We have 10 fragrances that when I'm fresh out the barber chair is like that. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Up first, from the house of Tom Ford. All right, we got bangers here. Tom Ford, we got Black Orchid. Black Orchid. I honestly have only worn this fragrance when I feel elite. And that's often, but just to be real, I'm a big believer in myself. But fresh out the barber chair, if I'm stepping out and if I know I'm putting it on, fit tight, cut clean, this right here is going to keep me at the level where my energy is, all right? This one has a lot going on, some chocolate, some florals, truffle, sweet. It's just a lot in this fragrance, man. And it is unisex, but for me, I just really like how sophisticated and how classy and unique it comes off. So if I'm trying to keep that vibe and I'm trying to stay at the elite level with everything from head to toe, Tom Ford, Black Orchid, after a fresh cut stepping out, yes sir. Yes sir, it's gonna be a problem for him out there. Tom Ford, Black Orchid is an excellent fresh cut fragrance for sure. All right, up next, from the house of Parfums de Marly, I have definitely wore this fragrance a bunch after I've gotten a fresh cut. From the house of Parfums de Marly, we have Layton. Layton is like my go-to Old Faithful when it's cooler out, all right? The mint, the apple, the vanilla, the quality of this is just really, really good. Very mass appealing style of a niche fragrance, but Parfums de Marly didn't let anybody down with this. And the theme is fresh out of the barber chair. If I'm stepping out, this is something for sure that is not going to play any games. It's going to complement, you know, how you feel and how you look fresh out of that barber chair for sure. From the house of Parfums de Marly. All right, once again, we got Layton. Never disappoints, ever. Not me, at least. All right, moving along to the house of Guerlain. From the L'Homme Ideal line, and it might not be what you think, for me at least, but this right here is great. L'Homme Ideal El Intense. Yes, this is the spicier take on the DNA. And honestly, it's moved up to number 2 on my list. The EDP is still 1, but the spices that are in here that are accompanying that cherry DNA, that leathery feel, it's just really good. And I've had this bottle for a couple of years now, and it's macerated a little bit, but I like the spice effect to this DNA. And after a fresh cut, especially in the cooler months, if I'm layering and I got a pea coat on, or I got a nice sweater on, or a dope jacket, man, I'm stepping out, you know, maybe for a dinner, for a date night, or just kind of kicking it. This is definitely something that's going to keep me at the level where I want to be, smelling good and looking good. L'Homme Ideal El Intense from the house of Guerlain. This one is available out there, so if you guys can get it, check it out. It's just a spicier take on what you love from that EDP. All right. Up next, this is the best of the house. I love how smooth and well-rounded it is. And this is definitely a fresh cut fragrance that I've leaned on in the past year or so since I've had it, from the house of YSL, Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, Yves Saint Laurent. We have YSL, Y Le Parfum. This is the smoothest of them all and my favorite. And you can just smell the difference for me. The EDP is very rambunctious and all in your face. The EDT is very bright and aldehydic. You got the Eau Fraiche. You got they all do different things, but this is just smooth, like fine wine. And this is one that I want to wear if I'm cleaned up. And I've done this casually, and I've dressed this one up as well. But when I'm cleaned up and my beard is doing what it's doing and my haircut is, you know, on great display, this is one that you could definitely consider because of how well-rounded and how smooth it is out of all of the flankers that are in this line. YSL Y Le Parfum, this is definitely a go-to for me, fresh out that barber chair, for sure, all right? Up next, man, possibly the greatest fragrance DNA, greatest fragrance ever made, top 5 for sure, from the house of Dior. We got Dior Homme Parfum. Dior Homme Parfum. I tell you this, anytime I get super fly, fresh out of the barber chair, in the fall or in the winter, this is coming home. I'm spraying this on. It's like a rite of passage when I'm extra fly. And my haircut's looking extra good. And my man's Larry, shout out to my barber Larry, my guy who hold me down for sure. This right here is just coming out. And there's no other conversation. Dior Homme's Parfum is beyond elite level when the haircut and the beard is right. This is definitely something that I seriously consider. Dior Homme Parfum, fresh out of the barber chair, man. All right, man, we're halfway through, man. We got 5 more to go. This one right here is, I have a lot of fun with this fragrance, man. I feel really, really good when I wear this fragrance. This is my favorite from, it's a very popular line, and it's really good. From the house of Giorgio Armani, we have Acqua di Gio, Absolute. Absolute. Now, this one right here is the sweetest of the flankers, and it kind of gives off an Acqua di Gio-ish type of a vibe. But the sweetness and the aquatic nature is just good with a touch of green as well. It's ultra good. It's great. And I love the wear this during the summertime, the springtime, the fall time as well. And it's like something if you're going out to have a good time. If you know you're going to have a good time and the vibes are laid back and the vibes are a little bit fun, this is something I gravitate towards, especially fresh out of the barber chair, fresh fit, headed out. This one right here is a massive compliment getter, at least from my experience with it. From the house of Giorgio Armani. All right, we have Acqua di Gio, Absolute. Absolute. Y'all hang in there with me, man. My voice is getting worse as the video goes on, but we still rocking, all right? Up next, this is another elite level fragrance. This is dressed down for sure. Even if I'm going to the office, because I'm not, you know, when I go to work, I gotta wear slacks and a button-up shirt and things like that. So a fresh cut on a Thursday, going to work on a Wednesday, going to work on a Thursday when we got to dress the par. I've done this. From the house of Tom Ford, we got ombre leather, man. Boy, boy, boy. This is my favorite leather fragrance, easy. It's mass appealing. Everybody knows about it, but that sweet leather, that's the best way to describe this in my opinion. It just works. This is when your boy is feeling sexy, man. This is when your boy is feeling dabunau. This is when your boy is feeling, yeah, man, you know, I'm the one, I'm him. That's what they say, right? I'm him, all right? This is a I'm him fragrance fresh out the barber chair. Tom Ford's ombre leather holds me down when I'm in that type of mode. Fresh out the barber chair for sure. Ombre leather. If you don't have it, gentlemen, if you don't have this, you need to get it. You need to get it, all right? Up next, from the house of Narcisco Rodriguez, all right? We have for him Bleu Noir, the EDP. The EDP. I really love how beautiful this fragrance is, and I appreciate it more and more that I wear it. The more popular choice these days is, it seems like, to be the Parfum, but the EDP has a sense of class, and it has a sense of mystery to it as well because of this nice clean vetiver DNA that's in this fragrance with some amber here to sweeten it up as well. But I ain't gonna lie, man, when I'm really trying to be when I wanted to be obvious, this is an obvious fragrance that I wear to the office if I've had a fresh cut, but the vibe isn't too serious, no crazy meetings or nothing like that, just kind of a regular day. But I'm clean, I got a clean cut, and I want to give off that effect from the house of Narcisco Rodriguez. The Blue Noir EDP gets that done for me as well. Another fresh cut out of the chair type of fragrance, fresh out the barber chair. All right, Blue Noir EDP. All right, 2 more. This is a true story here. I wore this on my anniversary. Me and my wife celebrated, I'm gonna say 7 years, I think it was. And I got this fragrance. Well, I came home from the barbershop and the fragrance was at the door, and I wore it out to celebrate our anniversary. And I continue to do that. I don't think she even knows that, but she probably does. But the last 2 times, the last 2 anniversaries, I wore this fragrance from the house of Mancera. A great fresh cut fragrance when you feeling fly. Black gold. Black gold. You know, when you're celebrating something like your anniversary, man, and you're going to that dinner, you definitely want a memorable fragrance. So being dressed up and being clean and being fly and having a dope cut to, you know, give off a vibe. And then, you know, for your lady, man, you want her to feel that vibe too. So she's looking at you and she's smelling you, and it's the perfect combination. A fresh cut, Mancera black gold. I don't think you can lose with that because I haven't lost yet. All right, so from the house of Mancera, another straight out the barber chair fresh cut fragrance, black gold. Black gold. All right, and last but not least, this is another office favorite of mine. When I'm going to the barbershop the day before, got to be to work the next morning, and this is Sophisticated Gentleman in a bottle. You're gonna get that look of respect, and inquiring minds are gonna want to know who you are with a clean cut and wearing this from the house of John Varvatos. This might be for the more gentlemen, for the OGs. It might not be too much for the younger crowd. Could be, but that's just my opinion. We have Vintage. John Varvatos Vintage. Man, I call this designer niche. That's what I call it, man. I think it's like over 40 notes in this fragrance, but it's really good. Rhubarb and dates and amber and just everything's in here. Everything's in here, but it gives off that classy gentleman vibe, period. And this is definitely an office fragrance, especially when we're dealing with the cooler months for sure. And that's the only place I really ever wear it. Would I wear it on a date night? Probably, but this is just one of my office fragrances, man, especially when I'm clean, fresh cut. All right, this is it for sure. From the house of John Varvatos, we got Vintage. Love this stuff, man. Classic bottle, classic fragrance as well. All right, Smell Good family. So those are 10 fresh cut fragrances that your boy Real Deal thinks about when he got a fresh cut. And there's many more, but these are the 10 that just stand out as I was getting ready to put the video together. So y'all let me know, man, when you're clean and the beard is tight, tape up, you got a nice fade, all is going cool, you got a low boy or baldy, whatever you got going on. You got dreads, you get whatever. When you're fresh off the blade clippers, what are you wearing? What's gonna set that tone? Let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate y'all for dealing with me. If y'all can hear my voice, I hear it. Maybe y'all hear it as well. Sinuses are working me out, but I feel good. This too shall pass, all right? So until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. And y'all know what to do, man. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around, all right? Take care of yourself, invest in you. Remember, what you put out is what you're gonna get back. Keep that in mind. All right, Smell Good family, appreciate y'all.